Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a DIY Dollar Tree no-sew farmhouse pumpkin. And I wanted to show you that I found this set on as an inspiration at the antique farmhouse. And they were two pumpkins for $31. Yeah, we're going to make them for $1 a piece. So you're going to need these dish towels from the Dollar Tree, your hot glue gun, and your scissor. And I wanted to also tell you, not on this picture list, is an old stem from some florals is what I used for the center, and also tons of recyclable shopping bags. Not recyclable, yeah, like old shopping bags from the Dollar Tree. So it truly is going to be Dollar Tree. Now, I made a template. You don't have to. I just took a piece of paper and I folded it. I made sure that it was as long as the towel was half because I want to get 6 sections. But you can actually do this with even more sections if you wanted to make uh, a taller, thinner pumpkin. You can do all of these variations. You can absolutely customize this the way you like it. And I took the piece of paper and I folded it in half long ways and then short ways, and I just drew one arc and then I cut it out. So I could show you how you make a nice even template. This way you don't have to worry about if you turn your pieces around. They're going to be equal on all sides. I thought this thing was so rustic and cute and so easy. I was really looking for other black and white dish towels from the Dollar Tree, but this was the one that I can find. But I still do like the way it came out. But you can do this with any scrap fabrics that you have left over. This would be really pretty with ticking. And I have some ticking. Maybe. I just thought about that. But anyhow, I'm just showing you two different variations on two different templates you could use. But I'm going to choose the one that's a little fatter because that's the kind of pumpkin I was going for. All right. And now I've cut the towel in half lengthwise, just straight across the middle. There was actually like one of those stripes was going right across the middle. And I am cutting the end off, but I realized at the end I don't have to because 3 of these fit within the seams. So I'm just taking a Sharpie, and I'm doing that for you guys. If you don't, you can use a pen. You can see the line on the pen. I'm just doing a Sharpie so you guys can see it on camera. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to move it because I didn't want it to be the same stripe going across. I wanted to have all different stripes, like a mismatch pattern. But if you want to, you can just line that straight across so you have all of the same stripe patterns on your pieces of fabric. But I'm purposefully moving it up and down and backwards, forwards. All right? Because I want, in fact, that one I squeezed in so I can get 2 stripes on it. Being greedy. And now we're just going to cut it out. Now, of course, I wish I had a sharper scissor for this. I never unpacked my fabric scissor for when I went to Texas. So I wasn't having a good day, and I just being lazy and not getting up and getting it. But I could show you that you can cut this towel with a crappy scissor. How's that for a lesson? Like I said, you're going to need also like the leftover stem from a pumpkin. You can use pipe cleaners. We've done different varieties of different pumpkin stems on this channel, but you're going to use the a leftover piece of floral, not just for the stem, but also to like a center support, basically. So I'll show you. That's what makes it super easy. And then, like I said, I've stuffed it with garbage bags. But you can use batting if you have it. You can use bubble wrap, whatever you want to stuff in there. Old fabric would be cute. Just remember that the more you stuff in it, the different shapes, basically your stuffing will determine how your pillow holds up, I guess is what I'm saying. All right. Now, also with different fabrics, because this towel is the same on both sides, like different fabrics sometimes are printed on one side, so you can get prints or you can get homespun fabrics. Homespun fabrics are also the same on both sides, but prints are obviously just on one side. So keep that in mind when you're sewing your pillow. Like I said, this dish towel from the Dollar Tree did not have a direction, did not have anything, so I just went ahead and I laid them in a pile and I picked them out one at a time. And I also don't want to tell you that you don't need to pin this or paper clip it or anything. The glue dries on the fabric fairly quickly. And like that's really what makes the project go so quickly. It makes it so easy. You really don't have to have any skill. That sounds terrible. You don't have to have any skills. Yeah, you have to know how to use a glue gun and a scissor. Can you do that? All right. If you can do that, then we're good. So as you can see, I laid down my protective mat because fabric, sometimes the glue comes through fabric. So I'm laying the pieces left and right, and I'm just going over the top arch of with glue, and then I'm laying it the first piece down. I'm making sure not to go all the way to the right because we want to make sure we leave a little opening for the stuffing. But you just want to go almost all the way because once you have all of them together, it's going to leave quite a big hole. And then what you want to do is you want to fold that piece that you glued in half so that you can access its other curve, and then lay the next piece down and repeat this process with all 6 panels or 8 or however many you cut out. Okay, it's really just that simple. Lay the glue down, lay the fabric down, and I have this at 4 times speed so that you can see it's going super fast. But now for the end, you just want to take the last piece, lay the glue down, and then bring the front piece back over. And that's it. We've just made a pumpkin, a tube. Now the bottom piece, which is the part we just left open a tiny bit, you just keep in mind which end that is. We're going to take our leftover floral, and this is actually from a Dollar General flower that I got for the wedding, but they were nice long stems. But you could do this with a regular flower bunch of flowers from the Dollar Tree, or a long stem from the Dollar Tree, even if you want to. You can also do this with a stick. I want to mind to tell you, just make sure you peel the bark off because you don't want to use it and then all of a sudden have it fall down. But anyway, so what we do is I inserted it through with just a tiny bit hanging out in the end, and then I'm going to glue all of the pieces close to each other first, and then I'm going to glue it to the stick. So I'm going ahead and I'm finishing all of those little tiny triangle seals, and then around the pumpkin, around the stem, and then I glued it to the stem. And we're just going to leave it there for now. And obviously it's got to cool off anyway because it is gluing the plastic. This is where we're going to go and stuff it. Now, just like what I mentioned before, you could stuff it with whatever you want it. This is where you can determine the shape and size of your pumpkin. If you want a tall one, stuff it that way. If you want a short and fat one, you stuff it that way. But my only tip with the Dollar Tree the Dollar Tree shopping bags, or really any shopping bag, is because this towel is white and your fabric might be white, I'm turning the garbage bag inside out, first of all, so that the ink from the label doesn't accidentally get leaked through. I don't know why it would. I guess that's from my old painting days. Turning the bag inside out, and then I'm curling the bag with the label on the inside so that really it looks like a piece of white plastic that I'm stuffing in there. All right, and I'm going around. I think I ended up doing about 18 bags, like about 3 bags per little section, or 12. I miscounted. I should have been counting, but you see me doing it. You guys can count. Let's count. No, I'm just kidding. But again, this determines how full and fluffy and you want it. And you want to make sure you want to do it as evenly as you like it as well. So say you want a pumpkin where you want one side to be bulby and the other sides to be little. You can do that as well. So just like we did the bottom of the pumpkin, we're going to take the top and we're going to finish gluing the towels to the fabric before we go ahead and glue it to the stem. So you want to finish off all of those seams, and then we're going to glue it to the stem. Now, if you pull the stem through before you glue it, it's going to give the bottom of the pumpkin that little pucker that you want it to have. And then when you're ready to glue it, you want to push down the center of the seams that you're gluing before you glue it, so it gives it that top pucker. I'm also going to suggest, or I'm going to show you guys in case you have trouble with this, I'm going to show you that you could take a piece of string or jute or extra glue, and I want to show you that if you tie a piece of jute down there to help hold the pucker in place, if you want a really fat and puckery pumpkin, you can. So I just tied it around the where I had glued it, pushed it down, and had the glue hold the jute, and the jute held the fabric from coming up. So So now I was trying to figure out what I wanted to cover this stem with. I was thinking about actually covering with jute, and I was like, you know what? Let's make this an all dish towel pumpkin. So it has these like seams on the edge, and if I would have realized, I would have done this. Well, I didn't end up needing both of them anyway, but I actually cut into one of the seams. And it has these like seams across the top, but the seams are mostly white. So they have the pattern of the towel, which is like a skinny line, a fat line, and a skinny line that are like spaced certain ways apart. And I thought, if I take my Sharpie and I just repeat this pattern along the whole strip of it, just to make it look like it's a coordinating fabric, which you don't have to do this. You can use ribbon, you can use whatever. But I just really liked, I was thinking that I would like the way that this looked. I ended up using both actually. Let me take that back. So the first one just is like all stripes, and the second one is, I've tried to repeat the pattern a little bit better. And then I took the Sharpie and I darkened in the actual towels pattern so that they looked like uniform. I mean, as uniform as it can when you're drawing on a towel's edge with a Sharpie marker. So this one was long enough. I took the stem and I curled it. You guys know I like a curly stem on my pumpkin. I just bent it around to the shape that I liked it. And then I started gluing this towel edge to it. Now I purposefully left the cut edge overlap the finished edge because I wanted to get more of that rag edge, as you could see there, if that makes sense. All right, and I just went around the whole length of the pumpkin, twisting along the way. I only glued it at the bottom, at the very tip, and I just rearranged it. It just didn't quite make it with the one piece, so I just like fixed it so it would stretch the whole way. And then I put glue on the end and put the end of the piece on there. And it does give it a finished look to me anyway. Then I decided to take the other piece, and you know how stems are like kind of fatter towards the pumpkin and get skinnier. So I just took the second piece and I overlapped it just at the bottom so that it would be like fatter down there. And I did the same thing where I left the cut edge out, like the raw edge out. Now, this particular stem from the Dollar General did have 2 leaves on it. So I was like, hey, whatever. They kind of look like pumpkin leaves. You don't have to do leaves. You can make leaves out of the cut fabric. We've done that before. There's lots of tutorials on my channel how to make leaves out of fabric and burlap or whatever. This is just an option. I thought it was cute without leaves too. I'm just showing you guys you can add the pumpkin elements to it as you wish. And then I have a dark brown, black. I think actually it looks like a black pipe cleaner, but I think it's dark brown that I made the tendrils out of. And again, this is an option. I like tendrils on my pumpkins. You guys don't have to do that. That's totally a matter of personal preference. And here it is at all different angles. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. It was super fun. I feel like this is one that the kids could do if they can handle hot glue. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share with friends and family. Anybody you know might be interested in making one of these. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up, and you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, take care. God bless. See you next time. Bye.